There's a lot that we have to do for this question, but in my experience, the problem most people have is they don't really know where to start. And so, there's going to be a couple strategies we use, but I would say that the easiest way to think about this is just to follow instructions. And I know there's a story, and our temptation is to think about the story, but this is a math question, right? At what price will the quantity of the product supplied to the market equal the quantity of the product demanded by the market? Well, supply and demand are both equations here. They're telling us to set them equal. That's the instruction. So you can just do that algebraically and just say, okay, well, 1/2 of P plus 40 is equal to 220 minus P. And there you go. You can kind of solve from there. I guess I would add P to both sides and then subtract 40 from both sides. And I would get, I really don't like dealing with the fractions, but it's 3/2 P. Or wait a minute, you know what? We have a calculator, right? So if you're unsure about this, just do 1/2 plus 1 in your calculator, and it's okay. We can have decimals. 1.5 P is equal to 180. And then we divide both sides by 1.5, and we get that P is equal to 180 divided by 1.5 is 120. That's an answer. That is the answer, and you're done. So yeah, maybe there's a little annoying algebra once we set them equal, but I don't think that that's where people go wrong. I think that they just don't know where to start. And so take things literally, right? Like equals in math, sameness, equals, like those are words that we use all the time when we solve regular math equations. They mean the same thing when we have a word problem. Like it's the same. So yeah, I don't know. The other thing we could have done, I guess, maybe this makes it a little easier, is we could have guessed and checked, because if you think about it, these are all values of price. And according to the instructions, right, the price is represented by the value P. So to be honest, I normally, when I'm guessing and checking, start with the choice B anyway. So I would have said, okay, well, let's say that P is equal to 120 according to the guess, right? And then I would just plug it in and see what happens. So for the first equation, 1/2 of 120 plus 40 is 100. 60 plus 40 is 100. And then the other equation, 220 minus 120 is also 100. So at what price will the quantity of the product supplied to the market equal the quantity of the product demanded by the market? Well, they both are 100. Maybe that connection is easier to see if you have a number and you can see that the two numbers are the same, and then you would just pick B. If that didn't work, you could try another number, and if you weren't really sure if it worked, you could also just try another choice and get a different result. You'd get two different numbers. You'd get, let's say, like 90 and 110, and so you'd be like, oh, those are different. Now I understand, like, oh, I need them to be the same, so it was choice B. I don't know. The point here is, I guess, like, it's not about supply and demand. This is not an economics question. This is a math question, and so you know math. You know the normal stuff that they ask you in math class, and so you're always trying to bring it back to that and just do, like, the simple stuff. And it's mostly going to be right. So, try different things. Either work forward with that algebra or work backwards with the SAT strategies, but you really want to lock in these points. This is still in the area of the test where you don't want to be giving up. So we'll get there. But try to lock this in, take the time, and be creative with strategies to get these points.